Comesa Business Council and High People proudly present the 40 Days 40 Fintechs Initiative, a game-changing platform under the Include Everyone program, spotlighting the innovative technologies that are shaping the future of financial inclusivity across Africa. As part of our expansion across the entire Comesa region, we are bringing the 40 Days 40 Fintechs to Zambia and Malawi. This edition is all about highlighting the trailblazers using financial technology to break down digital barriers and empower lives across Zambia and Malawi.
My name is Tilyenji Mundungani, BongoHive's Marketing and Communications Lead. And we are Zambia's leading innovation and technology hub. We've been in existence for over 14 years. And at BongoHive, what we actually do is we work with startups, various organizations, in which we incubate them and accelerate them to make sure that they can become investor ready. So our mission actually at BongoHive is to work with the various entrepreneurs, unlock Africa's potential by working with various entrepreneurs so that we can actually be, for lack of a better term, a smart Africa. So in the past 14 years, BongoHive has actually helped over 2,500 startups. And if I was going to point out, this is Women's Month. In Women's Month, we have impacted over 1,000 led startups and founders. And we've had, for example, one of our biggest programs that has been led by women is the Standard Chartered Women in Tech, which we are running and will be proud to be running cohort 5, in which 160 Zambian founders have actually each been funded with $20,000. Other than that, we are also now diversifying into trying to see how we can work with people who are marginalized, and we're trying to see how we can also include, for example, the people with disabilities and incorporate them in the ecosystem and improve their businesses. We have noticed a financial literacy gap in Zambia, probably in Africa at large. So we at BongoHive have tried to see how we can bridge that gap by ensuring that the various startups in our ecosystem are blessed with the knowledge that they can have. And as I mentioned, I said we work with various corporate organizations and various big firms that can help us. So some of the works that we have done, for example, with MTN Zambia, we had the investment ready hackathon. This hackathon was able to prepare our various startups to understand how they can become investor ready. We also had the BongoHive Fintech for You solution. This BongoHive Fintech for You solution is one that actually gave financial literacy and financial understanding. Sometimes you find in Africa, the challenge has been that startups have little or no access to platforms where they can present their ideas so that their ideas can be scaled up. And with regards to your interest, I'd say also sometimes even just the various policies that govern our startups with trying to get access to funding are quite heavy or quite steep. If it's the banks, for example, I'll pick on banks. In Africa, you find, I don't know about Uganda and Kenya, but for example, in Zambia, startup trying to get a loan is, if you try to get a loan from a bank, it's going to be something that could end up crippling you before you can ever end up meeting break or a profit out of it. So I think it's access to funding that is one of the biggest challenges, and global platforms where they can actually showcase their ideas. Even at BongoHive, we can only take so many. And also, I think Africa still has quite rigid policies that are to do with financial policies that are quite harsh on startups, especially when you're starting out. Taxation laws, for example, one part I would say are quite hectic on a startup as well. For us as BongoHive, I think we would welcome, at this point in time, especially if it's this year, we're welcoming any collaboration or any partnerships that would probably help us bring in even bigger and better organizations that can help our startups, to give them, whether it's platforms, whether it's equity funding. And at this point in time, I think we have been skewed to women, because we have noticed, especially with regards to financial assistance, women have been on the lower end, not only in Zambia, but that's in Africa. Generally, female-led startups have been having a lot of challenge to access to funding. So if we have high people, CBC come on board to help us lead more startups that are female-led to scale up, I mean, that for us is going to be a plus. So we at BongoHive, like I said, are ready to unlock Africa's potential. We want to change, and so those who want to get in touch with us should visit www.bongohive.co.zm.
This financial inclusion revolution is presented in partnership with Level 1 Project, Infitex, Cyber PLC Academy, and the Moduloop Foundation, with generous support from the Getz Foundation. Follow hashtag 40 Days 40 Fintechs and hashtag Level 1 Project and be part of building a brighter financial future for all.